Hello everyone, and welcome to my first review on TouchTheFireTwice of a Homeworx by Harry Slatkin 18-ounce candle, available exclusively at QVC. If you follow my other channel, what is now my main channel, The Gentleman Next Door, on YouTube or on Instagram, you'll have noticed over the past couple of months I have done some reviews for Homeworx candles there, really kind of in a sense that, as you know, on that channel, if you follow us there, we do more themed videos, lifestyle videos, things we're interested in, whether it's, you know, cooking or vlogs or tag videos or kind of anything that is related to things that Fabrizio, my husband, and I are interested in. But I realized that, you know, as someone who really started on YouTube as sort of a fragrance fan, whether that's, you know, home fragrance, body fragrance, really even wine, but as someone who started this channel, TouchTheFireTwice, way back in, gosh, 2012, I realized that I really was missing out on doing the deep dive, in-depth reviews that I really like to do on the fragrances that I enjoy. So we're going to continue doing the sort of features of the Homeworx candles on The Gentleman Next Door. It's always fun to bring in Fabrizio sometimes for his sniff and reactions on candles, and, you know, integrating them into our, you know, we did one with sort of the front porch tour when we kind of, you know, planted flowers on our front porch and talked about the floral candles from the spring, and then a recent fall decor tour where we talked about the fall harvest all through the home candles. And we'll still keep doing that, but I wanted to be able to really, for the fragrance fanatics who have more than just a passing interest, like some of our subscribers over on The Gentleman Next Door, wanted to do the deep dives for those of us who really love, you know, listening to someone ramble on about one scent for 10 minutes, which, as you all know, I very easily can do. So, wanted to start with a candle I received probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point, part of the fall collection of Homeworx by Harry Slatkin, and that is Fall Chrysanthemums. So chrysanthemums are a flower that, you know, I think in general you don't often think of florals for fall. There are some here and there, but it's generally not a primary focus. But what I love about Homeworx is that he and his team, Harry and his team, really find a way to bring unique blends or just even unique ideas to the forefront of what you maybe wouldn't normally see in a lot of areas. Now, chrysanthemums are a flower that many people do accustom with fall or autumn, commonly known as mums. They're really one of the prettiest varieties of perennials that start blooming early in the autumn, and it's often known as the favorite flower for the month of November. They started actually as a flowering herb back in China, apparently, and then were cultivated through Asia into the colors and sort of the version that you know now as mums. Now, a lot of folks may not have a really strong sense or idea of what to expect when they're smelling chrysanthemums, but they're generally considered to be kind of green, somewhat earthy, maybe a little bit peppery, kind of an herbal note to them, versus your typical kind of sweet, bright floral that you're used to with most florals that at least have a fragrance that is notable. But I wanted to kind of dig into this and see exactly what it's like. So let's first start. Well, actually, let's first start with this wraparound label. Now, Homeworx is known for its labels, and this is no exception. Beautiful, just every color mum that you could imagine wrapping around here in this label. You got your reds, your pinks, your oranges, and then the wax itself is kind of I'd say actually an autumnal yellow. It's not a bright spring yellow. It's showing up a little bright now, but it really is that autumnal yellow. And the notes on it are carnation, jasmine, white birch, and violet leaves. So kind of an interesting mix there. Now when I smell it, first I'll just smell the lid, because you often will get a really strong note in there. Oh, that's so interesting. I wouldn't have thought that I would have wanted a fall floral, and to me, this could lean spring, because again, I don't have the strong connection with chrysanthemums that I think a lot of folks do, of, you know, big baskets of them on their front porch, although could honestly, now that I have a front porch, I may end up grabbing some because they are really nice pops of color with the autumnal colors. I definitely get a bit of that sort of green, not earthy like a woody exactly, but definitely a green earthy floral. A little bit of a peppery, I think radish actually is an interesting descriptor on this, because it's peppery but kind of vegetal, versus just black pepper, like a dried black pepper. It's not so much that. And it is a bit herbal, so the way that, you know, certain herbs can be somewhat astringent, you've got a bit of an astringency to it. But there's still, it's all sort of wrapped, you know, I say all this, you know, herbal, green, earthy, peppery, metallic, but it is all wrapped in a soft, somewhat powdery floral. And for me, that's, you know, the violet leaves can certainly tend to the earthiness. Jasmine, I think, usually is a sweeter, softer. I don't get much jasmine in here. Again, a hint of sweetness, enough that it still seems like a floral in the way you would hope a floral candle to perform. But what I really get quite strongly is carnations. And I think carnations are very, dare I say, underrated, and something you don't often see in home fragrance. But truly, there is a freshness of carnations in here. And to me, it's very much kind of, you know, in that daisy family of just a very clean, fresh floral. So it's not powdery, it's not overly enveloping, it's not heavy, it's not dewy or wet or super bright. But at the same time, it is fresh. I think some of that freshness might be brought in by the white birch. Now, full transparency, this is one of those notes where if it didn't say white birch on the candle, I don't think I would have picked it out, sort of in a blind sniff. But perhaps some of the, again, the earthiness, again, I don't even want to say woodiness, but some of that earthiness could be coming in from that birch. Again, also birch sometimes will lean a bit towards, you know, a menthol, camphor, medicinal quality or minty quality, which I don't particularly get here from the birch. But it could be kind of floating around. I think sometimes when you're sniffing the green notes that you feel in here, the green, the herbal, the astringent, that could also be confused for a little bit of either that kind of minty menthol, something that a birch can bring. Oftentimes birch, I feel like, just brings that whoosh of outdoors where it really does feel like it adds something to it, you know, the outdoor air note that folks are often looking for in their fragrances. So again, I'm throwing out so many examples of what this is, but I think ultimately, what does it make you feel? Does it feel fall to me? Again, I don't have a connection to chrysanthemums or their scent, you know, in my history or, you know, my fall memories. So it doesn't scream fall, but at the same time, it does very much, it does carry an earthiness that most of your spring and certainly summer florals don't have. So again, if you want something, if it looks gorgeous, I'm sure when it's lit, it will be really, really pretty as you see the colors kind of pop through on the wraparound label. But again, if you love chrysanthemums, if you have a connection to them, or if you do want a floral, something that is a little bit fresh, if you get tired of, you know, your fall pumpkins and your gourmands and your apples and your spice, this is a way to bring in a fresh note that isn't, you know, a fresh cotton that's just very, you know, generic or non-seasonal. This definitely does have a little bit more to it than just a standard bright fresh candle would. So again, if you want the somewhat earthy, definitely green, herbal, herbaceous, a little bit vegetal, but still enough of that jasmine, enough of the carnation to make it truly floral, I would recommend this for you. Again, weird, unique, but exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for from Homeworx, because they'll bring out the candles that you may not have thought of, or a little bit of, you know, from the left lane. But I think that's what makes them truly like the fine home fragrance that is higher end than just what you'll find in, you know, your standard, you know, mass market retailer. So if you do like that sort of, you know, you want that a floral as an escape from the heaviness of the pumpkins and the spice and the sweet and the apples and the gourmand and everything you typically associate with fall. This is a good reprieve from that. It's a break. That brings a bit of that outdoors without leading to the, you know, the pine cone or the true woodsy bonfire sort of outdoor sense. It is one of the few truly fresh candles that you'll find for fall, and I think definitely would fit in with a rotation of your fall fragrances. So again, that is my review on Fall Chrysanthemums. Stay tuned for more reviews of Homeworx and other brands here on Touch the Fire Twice, and check out my main channel, The Gentleman Next Door, for all things everything else. And let me know what you guys think of this, if you picked this up, or if you've smelled chrysanthemums in other wax blends, or if you have a personal connection to chrysanthemums, because again, I know a lot of people really do have their fond memories of chrysanthemums through the years as part of the transition from summer into autumn. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and until next time guys, take care.